All right, music fans, welcome back. Harmless Dave here, talking real music in real time for a few real people out there just like you and just like me. So it's kind of like Steve Perry Day here on my channel before I talk again about Steve. I wanted to showcase this band, and this is going to be somewhat related to what I'm talking about here with this new band, this Toto offspring, this Jonathan Cain offspring kind of thing. Not really, but um, John is the father-in-law of Trev Lukather, who married Madison Cain, right? So this is page 99, and these guys are really good. And on the inside, they say they pay tribute to a whole bunch of great musicians. One of those musicians happens to be Steve Lukather. All right. So this has got some serious West Coast mojo here. This is the first page 99. I think they're working on more. You can go to page99.com and find out more about this band. This is actually more in my wheelhouse than The Effect is, but people will be, of course, talking about The Effect because Steve Perry is singing on a new, actually old Journey song that they're bringing back to life. And you can watch my other video for more details on that. But the response from Jonathan Cain is pretty interesting. Now, I wonder if this will push people to listen to It Could Have Been You, which is a song from Raised on Radio. I'm sure a lot of people forgot about the song. The radio industry doesn't do anyone any favors because they never explore the deeper tracks on these albums. And with Journey, there is a plethora of music. I talk about People and Places all the time. I wish somebody would start playing People and Places on the radio. I wish the band would attempt it live because it's a difficult song, but it's an amazing song. Anyway, Steve Lukather's son, Trev Lukather, and Phil Collins' son, Nick Collins, turned out to be a great drummer on that final Genesis tour, have teamed up with Steve Perry on a song called It Could Have Been You, which is planned to drop on May the 7th. So we are 6 days away. Now, Trev Lukather took to Instagram to talk about the new song, and he mentioned Jonathan Cain, who happens to be his father-in-law. He also added that Cain said some pretty interesting stuff about Steve Perry. Now, this, I believe, is Trev Lukather here. The power of Steve's vocals is on another level, one of a kind. That's why he's the GOAT, greatest of all time. To add to the pressure of doing it justice, not only did I want to knock it out of the park for my friend and mentor, but also for my father-in-law, Jonathan Cain, who is the co-writer of this epic tune. I sent him the master when we finalized it. He called me stunned and blown away. So Jonathan Cain is stunned and blown away. Why is he stunned? He praised the arrangement and the performances, and he said how Steve Perry sounded like $1 million. Full stop here for a moment. So Jonathan Cain, again, saying nice stuff about Steve Perry, says Steve Perry sounds like $1 million, right? And the last we heard from Steve Perry when talking about Jonathan Cain is that he didn't want to hear about Jonathan Cain's book, and that was kind of it. According to the writer from Rolling Stone, Steve had a very pained look on his face when he was talking about Jonathan Cain. I'm wondering at this point, why not just bury the hatchet? I mean, Steve is making some good money every time Journey goes out on tour. And here's Jonathan Cain being very complimentary, says Steve Perry sounds like $1 million on this track. So this is going to be interesting. Maybe Steve pushed himself a little bit on this. I thought Steve's vocals on the Traces stuff wasn't bad, right? I wasn't too keen on the Christmas stuff. I wasn't all that excited about his duet with Dolly Parton. So I'm hoping that this is going to be really good. Cain praised the arrangement and said that Perry sounded like $1,000,000. Trev Lukather goes on to say, to get the approval from both of them was everything, but we have a feeling the world will connect to our version the way we all did making it. So they're thinking their version of this song is going to connect with people in the same way they connected with the song. Trev goes on to say, thank you, Steve Perry, for not only the honor, but for your belief in us and what we do. This is never taken for granted. I may have covered that stuff in the other video I did, but I think this part of the story where Jonathan Cain heard the finished product, heard the master when it was finalized, and said that Steve Perry sounded like $1,000,000, could that open up some rumors that maybe Steve should finally get back with Journey, or at least make some appearances with Journey? Imagine Steve Perry going out there and performing this song, either with The Effect or with Journey. I think people would be excited either way. But again, this is all a pipe dream, I think. It's great that Steve wants to do the studio stuff with people from time to time. It would be just, it would put some closure on things if Steve would go out and do a few gigs. That's all I'm saying. He could do a few gigs. People would show up in droves. A lot of people would make money, including Steve. And then I think people would be happy. I really do. I think that would put like a little ribbon, a little bow on Steve Perry's singing career, at least his live performance career. Because, we've been waiting a long time for Steve to come back, essentially since 1994. I know he made some appearances with the Eels. People forget about that. And those weren't bad, but he's always teasing the fact that he might go back out on the road and do something. But so far, that hasn't materialized. And, the clock is ticking. Nobody's getting any younger, unfortunately. And if it's going to happen, it's got to happen soon. I've been saying this, though, for the last, 7 years. It's going to happen. It better happen now. But if Steve Perry sounds like $1,000,000 on this, according to Jonathan Cain, he should get out there. Plus, we've got technology, right? We got technology. We've got technological assistance for Steve Perry in case he needs it. All right, here's a band that doesn't need any high-tech assistance. They're just really good. Page 99. They honor the stuff that Trev's dad, Steve Lukather, and all these other great musicians that they talk about on here. You look at this and you think, oh my gosh, all these people are on this album? No, but they inspire these guys. If you look at that list, you see like Richard Page and Jeff Porcaro and Jay Graydon and Leland Sklar and David Hungate, Kenny Loggins, Steve Gadd. I mean, it's a list of just amazing musicians that were all pioneers in their field. And those kind of folks aren't coming back, but we do have some folks trying to keep the music alive. So check out page 99. I don't think you'll be disappointed. One part Pages and one part Toto 99. That's where they get their name from. And thanks for watching the channel. God bless everyone. Please pray for peace in the Middle East. And I know people are excited to hear this old song by Journey, redone by The Effect with Steve Perry on vocals. I am waiting to hear it, and I'm hopeful that it is going to be as good as Jonathan Cain says it is.